In our story, the King of Gamers, KOG, hosted by the world's largest corporation, GE Muchin, was the largest worldwide esports event in history. The owner announced that whoever wins this competition would obtain the rights to inherit all of GE Muchin Incorporated. This game was everything, and due to such a great temptation, KOG attracted millions of players to participate. In the next moment, a boy could be seen holding a gun while wearing armor, proclaiming, "This is the last monster, and his name is Wanjia." An announcement was made that the dungeon had been completed, congratulating all surviving players who could now advance to the final round. Excitedly, Wanjia turned to his teammates and said, "We only have one last round left, brothers." Suddenly, a sword pierced his chest, and as he looked at the assailant, Wanjia asked, "Why did you do this?" His teammate replied, "I'm sorry, but in the final round, I don't want to face an enemy like you. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself for being too trusting." And thus, Wanjia met his demise. In the next scene, Wanjia abruptly opened his eyes, realizing something was amiss. He stood up and exclaimed, "The inside of the aircraft cabin for KOG's first round, 1000 battlegrounds." He urgently asked someone nearby, "Quickly, tell me, what's today's date?" The person replied, "Are you stupid? Today is the 1st of July, the first round of KOG." Looking at his hands, Wanjia thought to himself, "Even though it's hard to believe, I have actually returned to the first day of KOG after being ambushed and killed by my own teammate." He swore, "This time, I won't lose again." Suddenly, a man grabbed his collar and shouted, "You're too loud. For someone who knows nothing, have you even asked me if you're allowed to win?" Recognizing the man, Wanjia hugged him excitedly and said, "Weihu. That's right, we got to know each other back in the first round of the competition. This time, you haven't been terminated yet." Pushing Wanjia away, Weihu exclaimed, "Get off of me. I don't swing that way. And who did you say will get terminated?" Wanjia realized that Weihu didn't know him yet and remembered how Weihu was terminated during the zombie siege round, sacrificing himself for him. Determined to prevent history from repeating, Wanjia extended his hand and said, "In this round, only 10 players can win out of 1000. That's why, be my teammate." Weihu looked at the hand, slapped it away, and said, "I don't need any teammates. And speaking of which, why should I believe you?" Witnessing this, Wanjia replied while leaving, "As I thought, you haven't changed at all." He grabbed his bag and turned back, saying, "I will use my actions to make you believe me." With that, he jumped out of the aircraft. In the next scene, a man could be seen holding a rifle, preparing to shoot a target. Just as he was about to take the shot, a bullet whizzed by him, and he realized he was being ambushed. 2 people emerged, looking at him and saying, "What, little bro? Didn't think we were in this together." One of them instructed their partner, "Stop wasting time, kill him and loot his items." Before they could carry out their plan, a car appeared, startling both attackers and sending them flying. Behind the wheel was Wanjia, smirking and saying, "I'm a beginner on the road, please be gentle." He jumped out of the car, killing them with his knife and looting all their items, stating, "I'm taking them with me. Thanks." The person who had been ambushed by the attackers asked Wanjia, "Do you have any healing items? You might be very strong, but you'll still need a strong teammate too." Concealing a gun in his hand, Wanjia looked back thoughtfully and said, "You are right. I definitely still need a few strong teammates." He extended his hand, but suddenly switched hands and killed the person, saying, "Unfortunately, you're not one of them." In a room, a boy could be seen eating chips and looking at the computer screen. He commented, "He's no better than me. I could do that too if I were there." In another place, a girl looked at her phone and asked, "Which battleground has a cute guy?" The current KOG competition had imposed a new rule: participants could only use their own identity. Nevertheless, it still attracted many professional players. In the KOG competition, players earned points by slaying enemies and completing optional objectives. These points could be exchanged for various resources. The current player with the most points in all of the battlegrounds was Wanjia. Observing him on the screen, people commented, "Who is that guy? He's not a professional player, is he? I've never heard of the name Wanjia before. How did he get so many points?" Inside a building, CG Girl Squad member Lin Shun looked at Wanjia through the window and said, "To dare to enter my hunting grounds." She aimed her gun at Wanjia. Sensing this, Wanjia tried to hide, but as he exposed himself while hiding, Lin Shun remarked, "He's actually a newbie? He doesn't even know how to hide properly." She fired her gun. However, upon seeing a hole in Wanjia's helmet without any blood, Lin Shun realized it was a bait, and she had gotten careless. She knew she had to make a move now. Climbing the building effortlessly, Wanjia surprised Lin Shun by suddenly appearing before her. Quickly recovering, she started shooting at him, But Wan Jia easily evaded the bullets while saying, "Too slow." He suddenly appeared behind her, knocking her unconscious. He supported her with his hands and smirked, saying, "You're just like you were before, not very good at melee fights." After a while, Lin Xun woke up and saw Wan Jia smirking at her. She realized she had been hung upside down with her hands tied. She demanded, "Let me down now." Wan Jia replied, "Don't worry. This isn't the real world, so you won't experience cerebral bleeding." Hearing this, Lin Xun felt angry and asked, "I admit I lost this time, but if you're going to kill me, then do it. Why did you have to do something so childish?" Wan Jia explained that he wanted to make a deal with her. If she agreed, he would let her down. Curious about the deal, Lin Xun asked, "What kind of deal?" Wan Jia replied, "Join me and be my teammate." Hearing the offer, Lin Xun said, "Teammate? You should just kill me for points. I will never form a team with anyone." She recalled how her previous teammates had treated her poorly because of her looks, which disgusted her. Hearing her answer, Wan Jia said, "That's only because your previous teammates were all idiots. I'm different from them. I'm very strong." Looking at him, Lin Xun exclaimed, "Stop pretending like you know everything. All you men are the same. You don't care if I'm skilled at the game, you only focus on superficial aspects." Wan Jia looked at her and remarked, "They do look marvelous from this angle. But I have my own way to make you join me." He took out a knife and approached her, saying, "Who said I have to kill you?" He began cutting her top with his knife, revealing her chest. Shocked, Lin Xun shouted, "What do you want?" Wan Jia tried to intimidate her, stating, "There are several 100 million viewers watching this round live. If you don't promise to join me, I'll give them some free services." Hearing this, the audience became excited and started messaging eagerly, looking forward to what would happen. Wan Jia placed his knife on her top and gave her 3 seconds to make a decision, starting to count. Frightened, Lin Xun hastily promised to join him. Accepting her promise, Wan Jia cut the rope with his knife and caught her in the air. He hugged her and looked at her saying, "Well then, please treat me kindly." Feeling shy, Lin Xun replied, "Quickly, put me down." Wan Jia put her down and handed her a rifle, saying, "Even though your skill with firearms is impressive, your combat flexibility still needs improvement. You need to train more." He turned his back to her and looked outside the window, saying, "All right, let's gather more resources and then leave this place." However, Lin Xun asked him to wait and pointed her rifle at him, saying, "It seems to me that you're too trusting of others." Observing his calm demeanor, she asked, "Aren't you scared, even just a little bit?" Wan Jia replied confidently, "Since you promised to team up with me, you won't break that promise. I believe in you." Lin Xun was stunned by his words. Wan Jia recalled how Lin Xun had done something similar to him before, defeating him and making him her teammate, and she promised not to break a promise. In the present, Lin Xun looked at him and said, "You're a strange man. I can't guess what's going on in your mind." Wan Jia responded, "There's more to me than you can guess," while opening a map. He pointed at the next safe zone and said, "The safe zone will continue to shrink as time goes by." As he pointed, the safe zone on the map changed to the location he indicated. Astonished, Lin Xun asked, "How did you know? Are you cheating?" Wan Jia replied, "I've never cheated in a game because I am the cheat," striking a pose. Looking at him, Lin Xun felt speechless. Suddenly, Wan Jia covered her face with his hand while getting close and said, "Someone's here." Outside the building, there are some players wandering. Wan Jia continued, looking at them, "Let's test our teamwork on them." Hearing this, Lin Xun questioned, "Are you serious? 2 against 5? Do you want to die that badly?" Outside the building, as they were talking, a bullet went through their captain's head, making the other members afraid as they realized they had been ambushed. Suddenly, Wan Jia appeared on top of them and killed one of them with his knife. Taking out the knife, Wan Jia said while looking at them, "I'm here for my package." The 3 of them started shooting at Wan Jia, and he ran off while evading, hiding behind a wall. When suddenly a bullet was shot through one of their heads by Lin Xun. The 2 remaining couldn't help but feel afraid and hid behind a building. When suddenly, Wan Jia covered one of their mouths and killed him. Seeing the person beside him suddenly being killed, the remaining one started running for his life in fear. Seeing him running, Wan Jia asked Lin Xun, "Not gonna chase?" Lin Xun aimed her rifle and shot a bullet through his chest, killing him in one shot. Seeing how easily she shot him, Wan Jia praised her for her skills. Lin Xun replied, "You don't have to flatter me. Not to mention, those guys are really weak." Lin Xun looked at Wan Jia and asked, "By the way, why do you only kill with a blade? With your skills, you can easily get a gun." Wan Jia replied, "Killing with a blade can get me double the points. And secondly..." Suddenly, a system notification appeared, congratulating Wan Jia for killing 10 targets consecutively using a melee weapon. He received the new title, Madman with a blade. The player received a mysterious treasure chest. Seeing the notification, Lin Shun realized that it seemed to be talking about Wang Jia. Wang Jia replied, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Wang Jia. He told her, incog, there are a lot of hidden achievements. Complete them, and you'll be rewarded. And he opened the treasure chest, taking out a stick-like thing. Holding it for a while, it transformed into a spear. Looking at it, Lin Shun said, it's a long spear. Wang Jia replied, correct, and this weapon, even after the round is ended, can be kept and used in future rounds. Hearing this, Lin Shun said, there are firearms everywhere in this round. Arming yourself with a spear is suicide. Wang Jia replied, this isn't a normal spear, it's a system reward. It can't be shabby. My spear's name is Ninetails, and like its name, it has 9 configurations. As long as I spend points, I can unlock new forms. After spending 500 points, his spear started transforming into a bow. Wang Jia introduced, one of its special abilities is automatically forming arrows. He shot an arrow, showcasing its destructive power and silent killing. Lin Shun pleaded with Wang Jia, expressing her desire for a weapon like that and asking how to obtain such rewards. Seeing her tantrums, Wang Jia replied, if the rewards were that easy to get, everyone would have them. Suddenly, an announcement was made. The first player to receive the reward has appeared, and a time-sensitive objective is being introduced, fox hunting. Every hour, the location of the target player, Wang Jia, will be pinged on the map. The player who eliminates the target will receive a 1,000-point reward. The time limit is 24 hours. If the target survives the duration of the hunt, they will receive a 1,000-point reward. Looking at the screen, Wang Jia said, I knew it. This is what they meant by a nail that sticks out is struck. Hearing the announcement, all players started gearing up for the hunt. And this is how the first part of this manhwa ends. Well, guys, if you liked this video and want a part 2, comment below with the word part 2.